Coach Joel Jones joins us this morning, head basketball coach of the Sylacauga Aggies, and the Aggies 69-68 win over Winona last night. And Coach, man, it's hard to describe the finish of that basketball game, but congratulations.
Thank you. It was about as wild as it could get. You know, we went up 4 points late in the game.
And you think you got it, you know?
I think 18 seconds. And we give up a easy layup in transition. And we are trying to inbound the basketball. We work on this stuff all the time in practice. And somehow we had an errant pass, and they steal the basketball. And they go to the basket, and they score the basket along with a foul.
The worst scenario you could imagine happened right there.
It did. It really did. But you know, this team talk about destiny all the time. And if that wasn't destiny,
yeah,
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
You know, we're down one, and that court is so long. It doesn't matter how loud you yell, they're not gonna hear you out there. And but I did tell CJ, I want the ball in your hand. CJ Franklin, I want it in your hand. I wanted you to go all the way. He's a kid that can do so many things. He can get to the rack. He can score it in the paint. He can score the layup. He jumps out the gym. He's so athletic, and he'll make the right decision. And you know, before he got right around half court, he got a hard bump. So now he goes to the line, and he steps up there and he does what a winner does. He makes both free throws.
And we talked about this just a few days ago about how Sylacauga struggled at the free throw line.
We did. We really did. And those were two of the biggest free throws that I think, I'll say this, I don't have actuality or fact in the history of Sylacauga basketball. You're talking about maybe 4 seconds, and the game is on the line.
On the line.
The game that will propel you into the championship game, that's pressure.
You're 10 points down at halftime. What did you talk about at halftime?
Again, we went in and real calmly talking to those guys. What are you gonna yell for now? You gotta win this game to move on, or if you lose it, the season is over. So you just talk to them. I love this right here. I challenged CJ Franklin. You had 0 points. You were inexistent the first half. I challenged Aiden Crow. You're not hitting the boards. You're not giving us anything offensively. And when we came out third quarter, I think CJ Franklin had about 7 points back to back. I think Aiden Crow knocked down at least two threes. And here we are in a 1 point basketball game. Those kids have brought us back. And I like it because when you challenge people, if they're not tough people, they go away. Mm-hmm. But if they're winners, if they're tough people, they step up to the challenge.
You shoot 50% from the field. That's going to win a lot of basketball games.
It will. And I don't know, first half, and we've done that lately, we seem like we just out of sync we missed so many defensive assignments. It's unreal. They were pushing the basketball. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't sprint back, they was gonna expose you.
Oh, yeah.
Offensively, we figured it out second half, and I don't know, had we played somewhat better the first half, we may win that game by 10 points. But nevertheless, you can't redo it. We didn't play well, and I thought they played really well that first half. They knocked down shots, they got transition buckets, and we was just holding on for dear life.
Mm-hmm. With Winona taking the 3-point lead very, very late in the basketball game, you call a timeout. What'd you talk about?
We just talked about we've got to score, we got to be efficient on the offensive end, and we got to get back and get stops.
I mean, you only had a handful of seconds left to go.
Exactly. So I don't know. We were able to put enough positive things together to walk out of there with the win. Late in the game, it was just one of those nail biters. It's not over until the final second. Remember, even after we make the free throws, they drive the length of the court, but we forced them into a terrible shot, and fortunately, it didn't go, it didn't fall, and time ran out.
69-68, Sylacauga over the Winona Dragons last night at Legacy Arena in Birmingham. Yeah. Take us into the dressing room after the game.
Oh man, after the game, of course you go press conference. This thing is when you
everybody
get to
want a piece of Coach Jones now.
Well, you know, we took Aiden Crow, we took C.J. Franklin, and Josh Spear into the press conference, and the pressers get a chance to ask questions about the ball game. And I told them, don't make it about me, make it about these young men. Talk to them. And after that, we walk into the locker room, and you just got to tell them how proud you are of them. You just got to tell them that they are a group of kids that love each other. They play through tough times, and you know, this is the rewards of all of those tangibles. That's a good group of kids. They are.
C.J. Franklin is one of those multi-sport athletes, and he excels in a lot of sports, but when he gets a basketball in his hand, especially late in the game, he can make it happen.
He can. You know, there's a cliche in sports now, whether it's pro or college or high school, they label him a dog. And a dog is not a bad thing. It's a kid, it's one of those kids that no matter how tough the going gets, he can step up and make it happen, whether it's on the football field, whether it's on the basketball court. And he's telling me he's going to participate in track. He wants to jump. Mm-hmm. And the kid has tremendous jumping ability.
69-68, Sylacauga beats Winona to head to the finals at Legacy Arena Saturday morning. You get a chance to see the Viger Wolves. What do you think about them?
Viger, I thought that their quickness, their tenacity, their defense, quickness on defense, it stifled Garnersville. But to be honest, I just feel that we're going to handle that pressure. And I think that we will be able to play equally with them. We will have a chance to win that ball game. It was kind of like a blowout against Garnersville last night. I think we will play head and shoulders basketball. It will be nip and tuck all night. I think that we're capable. I do.
Not only Franklin you challenge, but overall you challenge the whole basketball team. Said, hey, we got to step forward.
You're right, and it's not just about scoring baskets. Mm-hmm. We know they spread the floor, they spread us out, and they got in the paint early and often. So you got to challenge those kids to, hey, you got to keep your man in front of you. And we got enough stops. And I said I talk about C.J. Franklin, but you know, you got a rebound. Mm-hmm. Josh Spear hit the boards all night. Eric O'Neal he never wavered. He was tough out there. Even when we were down 10, he's encouraging, hey guys, we got to continue to fight. Corbin Patterson hit 2 big shots last night. So Kenson 3 came off the bench and he held his own. It's a complete, that team is complete. We have a complete basketball team, minus a dominant 6'5" kid. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, we don't have that.
We mentioned earlier you're down 10 at halftime, and it could have got away in the third quarter. But you know your team rebounded nicely and got back in the basketball game. It could have got away from you.
I'm thinking at the end of the third, we may have been down 2 or 3 points, and people are starting to wonder what what happens at halftime with this team? I just think that they, throughout all the hard work that we've put in, it's a mechanism in those guys that kicks in, and they just go harder than their opponent, and they just take it to another level, another gear, and at the end of the day, end of the night, we come out with the W.
And this group has a spiritual aspect to them as well.
Wow. And we are at Legacy Arena passing scripture to every player in that locker room. Every one of them has a scripture, a biblical scripture in their sock. And we don't force that on them. They are looking forward to us handing those scriptures out. And I'm telling you, sometimes it's got to be divine. It's got to. I don't want to offend people. I know how people are, but I will use this term: the Most High has been with us all year long.
Yeah, and that last few moments of that game, especially last night for sure. Coach Joel Jones, our guest this morning, for a couple more moments. And if a city has ever gotten behind a program, they have really gotten behind it. I know just my phone ringing off the hook this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't imagine what you've been facing.
Yeah, it was a minute before I opened my phone up after the game, and once I did, I looked at the messages, and I'm telling you, all I could do was shake my head. And I'll say this: I've been around. I grew up in Sylacauga. I've been around Sylacauga athletics all of my life, and I can't speak for football, but I can speak for basketball, the game. But I have never seen the support that these young men are receiving right now. And, I can't say why, I don't know why, but it's unreal the amount of support that these young men are receiving. It's mind-blowing, really it is.
So, you got a chance to win a state championship first time, 7 or 8 years?
7
I guess,
years,
yeah?
2018.
Yeah, and did you see any of the people last night that kind of helped mold you into the coach that you are? Were any of them there, or did you talk to any of those guys like Gerald Douglas, people like that?
I'm not sure because the place is so big.
Yeah.
And you're not going to just lock in and focus on looking into the crowd. But I'll say this, Gerald Douglas and I had a phone conversation on Monday morning, and he assured me that he was behind me 100%. The phone conversation was so good, his wife, she picked the phone up. She took it from him and said, Joel, I'm just so proud of that basketball
30
team.
wins.
30 wins. We're one win away from tying the 2018 team with 31 wins. They won 31 games. We could tie that record on Saturday and win a state championship. The thing about it is they lost probably 5 or 6 games. Mm-hmm. Thus, at this point, we've only lost 3. So we could go down as, in terms of records, the best team in Sylacauga High School basketball history.
Before we go this morning, keys to success for the Aggies against Vigor to bring home that blue map Saturday morning.
I think I've said this to you 1,000 times. We got to defend. They want to shoot the 3 ball. We got to get out and get a hand in people's face. We've got to handle their defensive pressure. We got to execute offensively. I think they can be pressed. I think I saw Gunnersville kind of rattle those guys a little bit with pressure. We're going to try it, and if it doesn't work, we'll get out of it. Rebound the basketball.
They got a. I saw one of their young men. He's pretty good size in the middle. Isn't he?
Yeah, he is. They're as athletic as we are. Mm-hmm. Those kids are quick. They're tough, and they believe. So those are all recipes for success. I truly believe our guys will fight tooth and nail on Saturday morning.
All right, Coach, good luck and congratulations on the season so far. 69-68, scintillating win for the Aggies over Winona last night in Birmingham. And everybody, Sylacauga probably mostly empty Saturday morning. Everybody will be at the game.
I hope so. We were in there last night. I mean, they are a Birmingham school, but our fan base outnumbered them last night.
Wow. Coach, thanks a lot for coming by this morning. I know it's been a long night.
Always.
Good to see you. More Daybreak coming up right after this.
Yes, sir. We can do it.
He puts it up. It rolls in good. Now 6 seconds. Here comes Winona on the drive. Left-hander goes up. It's not going to go. Sylacauga saves it in bounds. The Aggies win. The Aggies win. 69-68. Sylacauga will advance to the 5A state championship.